Hello, investors and traders. Today, Nirmala Sitharaman presented the Union Budget 2024. So, some of the highlights of this budget are basically from stock market perspective. The long-term capital gains tax was increased, okay, from 10% to 12.5%. So, basically, the market was not expecting that capital gains tax will be touched, but since what was happening is that lot of speculative activity was going on, and the stock market also was relentlessly going up without any correction. So the government thought that the stock market speculation activity it's not a productive activity where any products are manufactured, so it is just a speculative activity. So Nirmala Sitharaman, the finance minister, increased the long term capital gains tax from 10 to 12.5%. So there was a correction in the markets. Short term capital gain tax also was increased from 15 to 20%. So now from today onwards, the short term capital gains tax will be taxed at 20%. But the respite is that this is not a retrospective tax but is applicable from today. So from आज के बाद अगर जो भी कोई गेन्स करेगा शॉर्ट टर्म या लॉन्ग टर्म, तो नए रेट्स एप्लीकेबल होंगे. So it is only for future gains. आफ्टर दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम क्या हुआ है कि बैंक्स की क्रेडिट ग्रोथ, क्रेडिट मतलब सेविंग्स खासा रेशो बढ़ नहीं रहा है, मतलब डिपॉजिट ग्रोथ नहीं हो रही है बैंक्स की. So banks want deposits because then they can use their deposits for lending against advances, but banks are not getting this fixed deposits because most of the fixed deposits going into stock market for speculative activity. So finance minister have taken note of that and accordingly hike the short term capital gains tax and long term capital gains tax. Even for F&O transactions, the finance minister has increased the securities transaction tax, so to deter people from doing speculative activities. For salaried class, the changes are that the standard deduction for salaried class had increased from 50,000 rupees to 75,000 rupees, and even for the new tax regime, the tax brackets have been increased. So up to 10 lakhs, the benefit would be up to around 17,000 additional benefit that the taxpayers will get. Uh, Government will be losing around 37,000 crore because of the above changes. From the infra capex perspective, 1.11 lakh crore is a good positive sign because that is the budget that is used for infrastructure development because it is a developing country. So the infrastructure has to be built, roads, bridges, etc. So for that 1.11 lakh crore has been provisioned. Then since this budget is not a pure BJP budget, it's a NDA government budget. So there are two NDA constituents, basically the Chandrababu Naidu and Nitish Kumar of Bihar. So government has given them a lot of SOPs, which was obvious. So Andhra Pradesh has got around 15,000 crores. So that is the coalition politics in full force here. So maybe the other states will get it next time, not sure. But Bihar and Andhra Pradesh has got a special treatment in this budget. The fiscal deficit target for FY25 has been fixed at 4.9%, and for FY26, the fiscal deficit target is kept at 4.5%. This will definitely please the foreign institutional investors because they are more looking at the macro numbers. So FIs would be definitely looking at these figures. For the jewelry sector, the finance minister has increased the custom duty on gold. They have reduced it from 10% to 6%. So the jewelry sector was clamoring for some kind of SOPs because the gold sales were not going up because since the gold rates had gone up pretty fast, and then the footfalls had also reduced. So budget has allocated 1.5 lakh crore for agriculture industry as well as for rural economy also around 2 lakh crore allocation has been done. So this is to increase the spending for the rural sector because the consumption was not going up in the economy, and because the consumption people are not spending because of high inflation. So government wanted the rural sector to be given more funds so that that rural spending should kick off because the consumption has to pick up. So to that extent, government has allocated fairly a good amount of money there. for the graduates, for the students who are studying there, the internship program has been announced where the EPF, where the internships will be provided by the corporates to these graduates, and the companies have been given incentive that they can use this cost, they can incur this cost out of their CSR fund, so which is a good initiative. So government is overall done on a balancing act, and the focus is on empowerment. That is the main objective behind this budget. So overall, this the budget is pretty good from long-term perspective. The infra allocation is good. The agricultural sector allocation is very high. Rural spending also will get triggered, and also because the certain taxation tax brackets have been changed, etc. So middle class also has been benefited. So overall, it is the budget is across middle class, good for middle class, and it is very good for farmers, etc. However, there were certain negatives where the long-term capital gains tax has been increased, as well as short-term capital gains has been increased from 15 to 20%, and the indexation benefit also has been removed for the real estate property sale. So अगर आपने कोई property बेची हो in the past, यूज टू गेट इंडेक्सेशन बेनिफिट. सो CII जो कैलकुलेट होता था, वो CII से आपकी कॉस्ट को आप मल्टीप्लाई करते थे टू अराइव एट द कॉस्ट ऑफ द प्रॉपर्टी एज ऑफ टुडे. बट अभी ये जो बजट में इंडेक्सेशन बेनिफिट हैज़ बीन रिमूव्ड, सो आप मल्टीप्लाई नहीं कर पाएंगे वो जो कॉस्ट को. तो अभी जो आपका जो सेल ऑफ द प्रॉपर्टी रहेगी आज की डेट में, अगर आप बेचेंगे कल से, उससे आपका कॉस्ट ऑफ द प्रॉपर्टी माइनस होगा, और उसके ऊपर आपका कैपिटल गेन्स 12.5% लॉन्ग टर्म कैपिटल गेन्स लगेगा. सो दैट इज़ व्हाट इज़ द चेंज इन दिस बजट. अर्लियर आप CII से कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी को मल्टीप्लाई करके आपका ओवरऑल कैपिटल गेन्स रिड्यूस कर सकते हैं, बट दैट इज बीन रिमूव्ड. तो ओवरऑल फ्रॉम मार्केट पर्सपेक्टिव फॉर IT सेक्टर देयर इज नो नेगेटिव एज सच फॉर द IT सेक्टर. सो IT सेक्टर शुड डू वेल बिकॉज द US इकोनॉमी, द यूरोपियन इकोनॉमीज में थोड़ा बहुत पिकअप आएगा. न्यू प्रोजेक्ट्स विल बी फ्लोइंग टू द IT सेक्टर. इन्फोसिस, TCS, कोफोर्ज, परसिस्टेंट एक्सेट्रा, ऑल दिस कंपनीज शुड बेनिफिट बिकॉज अभी US में जो इलेक्शन, प्रेसिडेंशियल इलेक्शन है, जिसमें न्यू प्रेसिडेंट विल बी इलेक्टेड, और देन दे विल किक स्टार्ट दैट US इकोनॉमी, रिड्यूस द टैक्सेस ओवर देयर. तो ऐसे एक्सपेक्टेड है, जिससे हमारी IT सेक्टर को काफ़ी बेनिफिट होगा. तो IT सेक्टर इज अ क्लियर बेनिफिशियरी आउट ऑफ दिस होल बजट, not because of any specific incentives for the IT sector, but because there is no negative for the IT sector. FMCG sector also is good because then the government has planned for rural spending, so jisse consumption will increase. The staples companies such as Hindustan Lever, ITC are the biggest beneficiaries of this budget, as well as Britannia, Colgate, Nestle, etc. So they are all rural driven companies. So जहाँ से rural economy अगर इम्प्रूव होती है, तो ये FMCG कंपनीज में ये कंपनीज विल बी बेनिफिटेड. सो क्लियर विनर्स आर IT सेक्टर, FMCG सेक्टर, द टू क्लियर विनर्स आउट ऑफ दिस बजट. बैंकिंग सेक्टर के लिए थोड़ा बहुत नेगेटिव है, बिकॉज एज सच गवर्नमेंट इज एक्सपेक्टिंग दैट LTCG और STCG और F&O पे जो उन्होंने इंक्रीज किया है STT, इससे थोड़ा बहुत पैसा जो मार्केट में आ रहा था, बिकॉज पीपल वेर इन्वेस्टिंग इन द मार्केट आफ्टर रिमूविंग और रिडीमिंग देयर फिक्स डिपॉजिट, तो थोड़ा बहुत लोग इससे डिटर होंगे कि ये जो एक्सेसिव स्पेकुलेशन हो रहा था, दैट वाज गवर्नमेंट थिंकिंग, थोड़ा बहुत पैसा वापस बैंक्स में चला जाएगा इन द फॉर्म ऑफ फिक्स डिपॉजिट. तो दैट इज द आइडिया बिहाइंड दिस इंक्रीजिंग दिस टैक्सेस. तो अगर वो होता है तो बैंक्स के लिए बेनिफिट होगा. बट अदरवाइज ओवरऑल इफ यू सी द बजट, इट इज़ अ वेरी गुड बजट, and it will really it is a good from the long term perspective, and long term the stock markets or the company's profitability will definitely be going up because of this infra spending, because of rural spending, etc. So overall it's a good budget, and it's a thumbs up for this union budget. Thank you very much, and if you like this video, kindly click on the like button. Thank you very much.